Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're coming from. Today's a special day, at least for me. Um, it's day 28 of the DCT 28-day challenge, and I'm very, very excited about that. It's actually a big deal to start the year doing something positive. So congratulations, seriously. And if you've just joined us, excuse me, hang around because I do think you're going to get some value from this. So, day 28 marks the end of this cycle, but it's the beginning of a new way of living because DCT primes and sets us up for noticing what we notice about our life, our habits, our addictions, and our behaviors, all of which often run on autopilot. So, in this particular DCT 28 cycle, we learn to observe and allow, and that's mental auditing. We learned to integrate or release, and that's the ability to quantify and categorize bad habits. We also learned to optimize into agency, and that means taking small, consistent action steps on one thing. It's one thing per cycle so that we don't get overwhelmed. So we learned how to zoom in, we've learned how to audit, we've learned how to categorize, and we've learned how to be consistent and zoom out so that we see the bigger picture. We learned a technique to deal with sabotage. Sorry, let me go back one. I think I've missed. We also learned the power of taking action. So it's really easy just to follow a program, to ingest it, to consume it. It's quite another thing at some point within that program to be activated into agency. And that just means we take action. So for me, that's one of the most important moving parts of this program is the idea that we stay in motion, that we move, that we're fluid, that we don't just put everything up here and analyze to death everything, because then it just becomes a mental exercise and honestly nothing changes. We also learned a technique to deal with self-sabotage. It's an acronym and it goes like this. So when self-sabotage arises, so let's say you've just been hit with a chronic bout of procrastination or doom scrolling, stop, audit, because observation terminates, autopilot generates energy. That spells sabotage. It's an easy way to remember a technique that stops self-sabotage in its charge. Because the thing is with self-sabotage, it's like rust. It's like a dripping tap in a house. Eventually you're gonna have damage. So you got to stop it. You got to find out where it is and you've got to stop it. And that's what that technique is about. Together we learned the difference between a lazy loop and a habit, between a habit and an addiction. We've explored the roots of our habits, evolutionary drivers, social and familial customs, things that we picked up in childhood that were beyond our control. And we explored ways to heal from trauma. So, yesterday, we put down some ideas, some techniques, things that you can take action around with the right professionals and the right support. We've also drilled down on negative, critical internal voices and random intrusive thoughts. We have isolated these thought forms into easily recognizable categories that will lessen their impact. Now, all of this together in one cycle, in one program, is DCT 28. So it's a cycle of 28 days that you work. And what it does is it implants, through repetition, a pattern recognition technique in your brain. That's a neuroscience technique that value tags and optimizes auditing, observation, noticing what you notice. And it continues to operate even at the weekend. So it's a really good psychological trick to play on your brain to give yourself 2 days off because, of course, your brain doesn't switch off, that you still fire and wire those synapses. So, in fact, sometimes you see more over the weekends, and that gives you more ability to make the changes that you want. So, I'd like to encourage you to continue to work through the 28 days each month. Now, we're only in February, to keep rolling this out, taking a habit or an area of your life at a time. Remember, we don't try to do everything. Rome wasn't built in a day. You take one thing and you focus on that one thing per cycle. If you don't get where you need to get in the one cycle, you roll that over and you keep concentrating on that thing until you've made some progress. You can also augment the 28 days by working with a journal. I found that really, really useful, just getting your thoughts down, your observations as they arise. Having a DCT accountability partner. So, having a friend that's done this with you or is willing to do this with you again. And we also have a free community that you can join and you can meet other people that are doing this work as well. And the program that comes, I've been putting it in every single day. It's a Dropbox. We don't take your email. Just get the program and you can work through that day after day after day. So, we also practiced a 5-step meditation hack called deep coherence technique. You can do DCT anywhere, anytime, and in any position. You can do it with your eyes closed. You can do it in your head. You can do a long form. You can do a short form. You can do it outside on the grass. You can do it laying down. You can do it in bed. It's there for you. It's not just a cute little add-on at the end of the 28 days. In fact, it's the most important part because what it does is it coheres you. And I want to remind you about the 5 steps. We ground, we breathe, we prime, we cohere, and we connect. And this will bring you into the now moment like that every time you practice it. So here's the news today, day 28. From tonight, DCT 28 and the 5-step activation will only exist on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to put a link to that in the show notes below this video. That means you have the freedom of practicing DCT all year long and continue to see significant shifts in your life. And if there's value in that for you, all I ask is that you subscribe to my YouTube account because that would be so welcome. And please leave us some comments and some likes. We like those too. So together we laid a foundation, and what comes next is a remarkable way to re-engineer our life so that it flows with coherence in every area. In other words, we're not just meant to juggle a ton of habits. We're not just meant to micromanage every single aspect of our life, but rather we were created to flow with life itself. So flow simply means existence within the quantum field without friction. So when you hear the word flow, I want you to think of the F representing friction and then the low representing low friction. Why would we want to have low friction in the quantum field? It's really important actually. When we flow, we are coherent inside and out. That means that we're clear in what we signal for. That's what you project out. That's your dreams, your vision, your mission, the highest possible idea of how wonderful your life can be. It's what you want. You signal that out into the quantum field every day, all the time. Most of the time we do it unconsciously, but we're being asked to do it consciously and coherently. When you signal clearly like that, just bear with me. It's also clear on what it is you want. So the quantum field isn't good, bad, or ugly. It's going to deliver what you're putting out there. But if we have friction in our life, and friction just means we just don't know what we want, we don't know who we are, we don't know what our purpose is, we don't know why we're scattered and have brain fog and have all these issues going on, why our life feels chaotic sometimes, why we get so stressed out. We're going to be projecting that out into the quantum field, and all the quantum field is going to do is give it back to us. So what we want to make sure we do is we signal clearly, we put our order in every day clearly. And then that means we're going to get back what it is we want, what it is we've asked for, not a version of it, not a version of it based on how much we value ourselves, not a version of it based on our shadow, based on our unintegrated parts, based on our wounds, based on our impulses. No, no. You're going to signal clearly and you're going to receive clearly. That's no friction in the quantum field. So this creates an effortless flow of energy and outcomes that are optimized. And it's literally a case of life getting better and better and better and better. So I call this the flow Q state. FLOQ, flow Q state. And this is what emerges after DCT 28. So I'm really excited about it. We've been doing a lot of work. I've been bringing a lot of information through directly from the quantum field. And it's the same source that gave us the 5-step activation. It's the same source that gave us DCT. It's just the next part of this journey into self-discovery and remembering what we forgot to remember. So if you'd like to know more about it, I'm going to put an email in the show notes. Just reach out in the subject matter and put flow Q. And I just want to mention this, just a little note. Your email isn't a funnel technique. I'm not going to ask you to hop on a discovery call with me. I'm not going to email you more than once. Let me repeat that. I'm not going to email you more than once. I'm going to send you back information. And that will give you time to sit with the information, consider it, see if it's a good fit for you, weigh it all up, and that's it. You've got that option. But in the very least, you can continue doing DCT 28 and the DCT activation every day. So just a reminder, I'll put my YouTube channel at the end of this video. So let's get into technique. To me, this is where the goods are, because nobody can give you your best life. Everything that we've been generating in the quantum field has been coming from within you, within me, and it's within the quantum field itself. So you're already doing it. So it's 5 steps. So let's get in. Let's do some breath work. Just take a few deep breaths in. Let's just get grounded. Now, this is an expedited meditation. It's going to get you in the pocket of stillness and mindful now presence quicker than perhaps a lot of things you've tried before. Step number 1, we always start by grounding to the earth. So wherever you are, whatever part of your body you can put on the ground, get connected to the ground somehow. Now, I use my feet, and that's what I'm going to refer to. Step number 1 of DCT, bring your focus and attention to the soles of your feet. Feel every part, every tissue, the toes, the pads, the ball of your heel, the arch, the sides of your feet. Just drop down into your feet and just bring your attention there. Very good. Now hold that sensation. And what we're going to do next is we're going to bring our attention to the ground beneath our feet. So bring your focus, without leaving your feet, bring your focus to the ground beneath your feet. So feel the texture, the temperature. Notice the difference between your feet and the ground beneath your feet. And now what we're going to do is we're going to close that gap so that they become one. 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 Very good. Now drop down through the ground. And as you do so, you discover a huge network of roots. A massive, massive network of roots. Like your fascia in your body. Very fine, very luminescent. And I want you to drop down into that network of roots, become one with it. You are the roots are you. Now the roots go down, 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 deeply, deeply into the earth, down through all the layers, down, 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 until you reach the center of the earth herself. And when you reach the center of the earth, you come across an iron core. It's black, it's solid. That's the center of the earth. And what you realize is your roots are connected to that core, but they also go through it. So it's possible for you to slip into the earth's core, fully immerse yourself. Just let go. It is black. It is warm. It is familiar. And it is here that you realize that you are connected to every single living thing on this planet, every biosystem, everything. All routes lead to here. So you are literally one with everything. So really feel that connection at the Earth's core. And what we're going to do next is we're going to draw that up, that frequency resonance vibration from the Earth's core. And we're going to visualize it as a golden amber sap. And it's going to come up through your root system. Up, 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 up. All the way up until it reaches the ground beneath your feet that are one with your feet. Whoosh. Feel that. It's a vortex spiral. So your feet are going to feel heavy. It's like you're wearing moon boots. They're going to feel warm. They're going to feel tingly. That's the earth's root energy vibration connecting to your body. You can see your feet as two little plugs that go down. So let that resonate. Don't overthink this. All we have to do is let go. And I'm going to count from 10 to 1. When I get to 1, all you need to know is that earth frequency vibration resonance is going to be vortexing all through your body, top to bottom. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, Step number 1 complete. You are grounded to the earth. Step number 2, we're going to activate the light body. We're going to breathe 5 times very deeply. And as we breathe in, we're going to visualize a brilliant white light. This is prana, life force. Breathe it in. Fill your body. Know that it's activating you on a cellular level, revitalizing. And when you exhale, imagine on your breath anything that doesn't belong to you leaving your body, leaving your field. See it as a motion of 8, a gentle wave coming in, a gentle wave going out. 5 times. Stay in that gentle rhythm, bringing in prana, life force, as you breathe in and out. Step number 2, complete. Step number 3, we're going to prime our electromagnetic field. Your electromagnetic field runs arm's length all the way around your body. It isn't empty space. It's you. It's your electromagnetic field that brings in energy and expends energy. It is intelligent, sentient. And how we prime our field is by using our hands that are instruments. They're like tuning forks. So you've got antennae, you've got a palm. You can read the energy in your field just by moving your hands around, arm's length all around. If you're standing up or laying down, move how you want. Today, this is how I want to move. I am connecting to the greater part of me. This is where I run my frequency from. Eventually you get so sensitized to your own field that you can just move your hands like this and scan it. We hold a lot in our electromagnetic field. It's like an iCloud. This is where intuits, when they first meet you, will read your information. It's stored here, all the way around you. This is where people get a feeling and a sense of who you are. This is it. This is you. Before they meet your personality, they feel you. That's why it's important to be really connected to yourself and not feel separate. And think about how big you are. You're arm's length all round. You're big and powerful. So step number 3, we prime our electromagnetic field. Thank you. Yes, complete. We prime it for what comes next, which is a very beautiful part of this activation. Step number 4 is an Om-powered heart activation. Take your hands, place them in front of your heart. Really press in as though you're hugging your heart. Just connect to your heart. And gently open your hands as though you're opening a portal, which of course you are. Now visualize yourself walking through that portal, entering into the heart space. Now, this space is different for everyone, so I ask you, in your mind's eye, what does this place look like to you? What does this place feel like to you? Spend a few moments noticing what you notice. There is a light in this space that you are. It is all around you, but it begins to swirl and form into an orb that is really quite magnificent, really bright. And this orb comes down directly opposite to your heart. And you're not afraid. There's a magnetism between you and this orb. It feels like a long lost love, and it is. It is the first love. It is the only love. It is from here that you love. So that orb moves towards you, you move towards it, you become one, and whoosh, there is an explosion like a supernova. There is an implosion into 0 point. You activate the Om-powered I am, that I am, that I am, that I am, that I am. That explosion creates a sun, more luminous, more powerful than our physical sun. See that sun growing in size and power and brilliance, rising out of your heart center and filling your electromagnetic field, which has been primed to receive its rays of light, which are in fact waveforms, filling your electromagnetic field with a golden light. See that, feel it, own it, because that's you. Now you can see this as connecting to your higher power. You can see this as connecting to who you truly are as a human. It doesn't matter. It's the space of genius. And you can run your life from your center, impacting your world instead of reacting to it. You generate what happens to you from here. Bring your hands together. Feeling that power that you've just generated. Om power, unlimited power, infinite power. Knowing what you are. And now it's time to go to step number 5, and that is connecting to the power of 9. This is connection to the group that are with us today. This is vortex energy. This is boosting what we've already done. So bring this down. Bring it down to your third eye. You're opening a portal. You're going to bring in the group energy. Why? Because you're going to boost what you've just done. This is power of 9. I'm bringing it through my third eye, enlightened mind. And as soon as I hear go, which I just heard, go, I'm going to send down a vertical laser beam of white light. So this is the origin of this movement. It's not the cross of the Catholics. You go down in a vertical line, and then you go this way from the heart, because what the heart does It's a vortex energy system. It is centripetal centrifugal if you know your physics. And what it does is it spins and it generates a waveform from all of these beams of light that we've created, all of this power. We're generating from within us a waveform. That's pretty big news. And we call this waveform coherence. Why? Because coherence is a carrier wave. Why does that matter? Because what we're going to do is we're going to waveform out today from our heart, and we're going to send that wave out into the quantum field, and it's going to be clear. And on that carrier wave will be our highest outcomes, our highest vision, our mission, our purpose, what we want to happen, what we would like to happen. All of those things are in this wave. So see your heart expanding that wave out, 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 like a ripple on a lake, out to the edge of the event horizon, which is your electromagnetic field. And now in your mind's eye, see it rippling out 360 all directions until you can't see it anymore. And when you can't see it anymore, I want you to let go. Detach. Don't hold on to anything. Very good. Now we're going to close this technique by putting our hands together, and we seal the deal because we are in control here. Repeat after me. And so it is. For I command my space, and I bless my day, I bless my world, I bless everything and everyone in it. And we say to you, notice what you notice in the quantum field. It's always listening, it's always speaking to you. It's been such a pleasure to do the 28 days with you. Everything that we've been doing will lead to greater things. And I hope to see you again very, very soon. Have a beautiful day. And well done.